Hello friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today I'm going to be talking about some of other fields that you can learn other than front-end development. So now you might say that why you are against the front-end development, or is the front-end development worth it or not? So basically what I'm trying to say is that first of all, I'm not against the front-end development. It's everyone's interest that what they want to pursue. But what I'm trying to say is that most of the roadmaps that you will see on the YouTube channel or other courses, they are more focused towards the front-end development, and once they cover the front-end development, then after that they move to the back-end or DevOps stuff. But what I want to say is that you don't need to for just to learn from the front end and then move to the back end. You can also start from the back end or DevOps, and they will also help you to excel in that part also without learning the front end. I know many developers and many people who don't know anything about coding or even back-end development. They still can work on the DevOps part. I know many people who don't know about front-end development. They are still aware of the back-end development. So I myself, I'm a back-end developer. I don't know about the front-end development because first of all, when I started my journey, I started with this HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but soon after 1 or 2 months, I realized that this path is not for me. I'm not good at it. Instead, what I focused more is the backend development. So there are multiple paths that I'm going to show you, and multiple fields that what are these alternative paths that you can choose instead of just focusing yourself on the front end development and just for the sake of saying that other people are also doing the front end development. Why should I skip this? So this is the doubt that you need to clarify, and you can choose other fields also. And another point that I'm also going to explain is that the front-end development is not just limited to HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. Instead, there are other tools or the frameworks that are coming in the market that you need to be aware of, and that you need to excel in those frameworks in order to get a job, because the front-end development is scattered now. It is not just limited to HTML or CSS or JavaScript. You need to learn TypeScript, you need to learn React or Angular, Vue. These are all the frameworks that you need to learn in order to get a job in the front-end development side. But on the other field, you can also learn those skills, but it's all depend on your choice that what you want to pursue. So now the first field that you can pursue other than front-end development is the back-end development. So if you are not a front-end developer, or if you don't want to go for the front-end development side, you can be a back-end developer. There are multiple languages like Go, C, C++, C Sharp, Python, Java. These are all the languages that you can learn in order to be a backend developer. And it depends on your market that what are the backend development languages that your market is requiring in order to give you a job. But you can also become a backend developer without having the knowledge of the front-end development. So I know many people who don't know about the front-end development, but they are still a good backend developer. And there is also a doubt in many people's mind that, let's say, if I became a front-end developer, do I need to interact with the front-end development code? So yeah, in some cases you need to interact with that code, because in most of the startup this is the case. But if you are applying for like let's say a big company, then this is not the case, because many backend developers are hired just for the purpose of coding the backend stuff, not interacting with the front-end development. Like they will manage the APIs, they will write the APIs, interact with them, and they will deal with the databases instead of interacting with the front-end development code. Now this is the first thing. Now the second field that you can choose is the DevOps. So DevOps is basically like on the infrastructure side, in which you will have to manage the containers. You will work on the Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Terraform. These are all the things that you will be working on instead of working on the front-end development. So I know many DevOps engineers who are not aware of the front-end code or even the back-end code. They are still a good DevOps engineers, and they are working fine, and they are the companies are paying them more amount of money. So you can also become a DevOps engineer, but you need to excel in that field in order to be a good DevOps engineer. And the next field that you can choose other than front-end development is the mobile app development. So for the mobile app development, there are two things. For the iOS application, you need to learn the Swift, that is the programming language. And for the backend, or what you can say, another thing that you also need to learn is the Java or Kotlin. That is specifically for the Android developers. So if you want to become an Android developer, you need to learn the Java or Kotlin. Or if you want to become an iOS developer on the mobile side, you need to learn the Swift. But these are all the languages that are not the front-end development code. These are the back-end code you need to learn, and it will help you a lot. And there are many programmers that are getting paid a lot much money than the front-end developer, just because they are making the mobile applications. And now the next field that you can choose is the Web3. So you may heard of the Web3 because it's like a new version of like it's an updated thing that is previously the Web 2 was present. So currently the Web 2 is also present in many in most of the global companies, but the Web 3 is a new thing that is introduced in the market, in which there are Bitcoins, Ethereum, Solana, and all these things that you can work on. And basically what this thing is does, there is also two kind of things in the Web3 in which you have to write the what you can say the front-end code, in which the JavaScript and all these Java front-end development code will be used. But there is another way in which you have to write the blockchain infrastructure in backend language. You have to write the blockchain what you can say development code, backend development code, and you also need to write the smart contracts that is written in backend languages like Solidity or other languages that are easier than the front-end code. So you can also learn those languages also if you want to choose this field instead of just going for the front-end development side. So yeah, this is also an alternative way. And now the fourth point the fifth point that basically you need to learn, and if you want to, is the cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is not just limited to, let's say, a front-end development side or the back-end development side. It's like anything that you can hack. Like if you want to hack the front-end code, you can also hack it. For that reason, you need to learn the JavaScript. But if you want to hack the backend code, you need to learn the backend language that much in order to hack that code. Or if you want to hack the infrastructure or what you can say the hardware, you need to learn that side also in order to hack that thing. So it's not just limited to front end. You can learn a lot of technologies in order to hack those specific things. Now another field that you can also choose is the data science. So data science is also not just the front end. It's dealing with data, in which you have to be good at maths, statistics, and if you are good at maths, statistics, linear algebra, this is a field for you. And there is a special language for it like R, Python. They are mostly used in this language, in this field, and you need to learn it. These are all the backend languages in which you will be dealing with data. And there is another field that is also similar to data science, that is the machine learning or AI, in which you will be making the models or making the applications in order to in which the result will be taken from the data. Like the data science is dealing with the data, but the machine learning is or the AI is basically creating the models in which you will take the result from the from that data, and after that you will perform some kind of functionality based on that. And there is another what you can say field also that you can choose is the what you can say cloud computing. So cloud computing is mostly relevant to the AWS, GCP, Google Cloud Provider, or Azure. These are all the cloud technologies that you can learn, and they will not basically be interacting with the front end. Instead, most of the thing that they will be interacting is the cloud technologies and the backend, in which you will be interacting with the APIs. You will be writing some kind of backend code in order to interact with them. So this is not relevant to the front end. So these are some of the fields that you can choose other than front end development, and I just gave you some kind of overview that you can also learn this. And if you want to learn more about it, there is a website called roadmap.sh. You can also go to this website. I will give the link of that website in the description below, in which there will be a specific path for each of the field, that what you need to learn in order to excel in the backend development, or in order to excel in the DevOps or the cybersecurity. There are multiple paths that you can pursue. And I have also created a repository by the name of Full Path. I will give the link of that repository in the description below also, so that you can know there are multiple fields that I have included, in which I have provided resources also, so that you can search for them. And these are all the resources that are free, and you can learn from them, not just the front end but other fields also. So yeah, I hope these things are helpful for you. So I'm not against front end, but I just wanted to make this thing clear that front end is not just one way. There are other ways also that you can pursue. So I hope you liked it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.